A few matches in chess's long and winding journey strike out as marvels that go beyond just competition and enter the category of creative excellence. In 2021, a game of this kind took place in which two of the most threatening chess players, Niranjan and Artyom Zubritskiy, faced off opposite one another. Niranjan is a teenage chess master from India who finds great joy in using the art of chess to gain insight into other aspects of life. On the contrary, Artyom is recognized worldwide as a top professional. These two champions then went to play a series of moves hailed as the most perfect chess game ever played by many commentators. In this video, we will analyze this match that ended after only 13 moves. Let's get started. Opening moves. Pawns. Take the lead. White and black started the game by moving their pawns, with white moving from e2 to e4, and black moving from e7 to e5. Each player began by developing their pieces and competing for supremacy over the center of the board. White relocated the knight to position f3, where it attacked the pawn located on e5. Black's response was the standard move f5, referred to as the Latvian Gambit since it involves the give-up of a pawn. After that, white moved the knight to position c3, defended the pawn on e4, and prepared for further advancement. On the other side, black advanced his knight to c6 while protecting his pawn on e5. White moved the pawn to d4, where it attacked the pawn on e5. The gambit is accepted by black when he uses the knight to take the pawn on e4. White seizes the initiative with a queen sacrifice. In response, white used the knight to take the pawn on e5, while concurrently, black moved his knight to the f6. White advanced his bishop to position c4, while black played d5, which attacked the middle of the board and opened up paths for his pieces to make their way into. White took advantage of the trapped knight on f6 by sacrificing his knight on d5. Black was successful in capturing the knight on move d5 with the knight. White moved his queen to the h5, which imposed a greater strain on the trapped knight. Black's response was a defensive move, going from g7 to g6. White could take the pawn on g6, albeit at the cost of the queen. As the match went on, the rivalry among the two players became increasingly tense, and the difficulty of advancing became more complicated. The queen sacrifice turns the game to Niranjan's victory. Both players were working their way through a complex set of strategic options as the game took an unexpected and tragic turn when White offered up his queen as a sacrifice. In response, black moved his knight to position g6 and grabbed the queen. White played the bishop to the f7 square, thereby giving a check. The only option left to black was to take the bishop along with the king. White moved knight to e5 in the next move, forking the black king and queen. Black then moved his king to e6. White moved its queen to position f7, checking the black king while concurrently assaulting d5 with its pawn. Black made a tactical withdrawal by moving the king to the d6 square. Checkmate was achieved when white played his knight to the c4 square in the last move. Niranjan came out on top in this tough and highly complex battle, and the game ended when the black king could not make any lawful movements. Master the basics, understanding the rules and moves. Even the strongest players in the globe struggle to achieve an impeccable performance every time they play chess. But here are a few suggestions to help you climb the ladder and aim for the stars. Ensure you understand the game's regulations, especially how every component moves and where the battle is headed. Get yourself acquainted with the different openings there are in chess. You can have a tactical early edge over the rivals if you understand how to play the opening round. Make it your goal to dominate the middle areas of the playing surface. Your pieces can move more freely and impact the playing surface. If you want to get the most out of your pieces as soon as possible in the game, try to get them out of their initial positions. Start constructing your castle early to guarantee the king's protection. This helps prepare you for the endgame and unite your rooks more effectively. It is important to pay careful consideration to the structure of the pawns. Your pieces can benefit from having a solid basis provided by a robust pawn arrangement. Gain an elementary knowledge of the endgame. To dominate games effectively in the endgame, one must be familiar with how to turn around an edge. That's all for this video. Leave your thoughts on this moment. Also, please take a minute out and subscribe to our channel. Stay tuned. See you soon.